What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We found a backup match. We found a backup match here. We got Josh on Merfolk and Jake on Boros and taxes. Jake is up a game, so we're going to game 2 here. This is a mid-match action. Had to find a backup match, as Omniscient said. But, yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. If you're watching live on Twitch, we appreciate the heck out of you. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, we appreciate you all the same. But if you could, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon. Set it to all so you don't miss our content. We've got plenty, over 200 videos already of live Magic the Gathering gameplay for your viewing pleasure. Check out impactgamingcenter.gg for all things tabletop games, including Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product. Definitely can't miss that. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. My name's Les Alex. Let's get underway. Josh on a mulligan to 6. Gonna keep and gonna start with Island Vial Go. Back to Jake. Ghost Quarter and a vial of his own. And pass back. Josh going to put a counter on his vial. There's a Cavern of Souls. I've got Scryfall loaded up for when we start casting some cards. Looks like a Master of Waves inbound and a pass back to Jake. Jake going to put a counter on the vial and draw a card. Going to play the Boros Canopy Land. And Mutavault, the draw for Josh. He's got to sink into Stupor. Can't quite see what else. There's a Mutavault. Oh, Harbinger sees as well. That'll be pretty good. Gonna tap 3 mana, and is it time to seize them? Down to 19, and there is Ophelia, the little dog, the Doge. And here is Ophelia on screen for you, so you know, and a Hex Catcher also inbound. A vial and a Giver of Runes, and then Jake gonna tick up. And here is Voldaren, our Voldalian Hex Catcher. It's got Flash. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1, and you can sacrifice a Merfolk to counter target non-creature spell unless it's controller. Pays 1, and a Judge call here. So, Jake, I'm not sure exactly why he called Judge, but get this taken care of. Again, our esteemed judge, head judge here is Stephen Hagen, L2. Not sure exactly what the question was, but it looks to be resolved now. I guess he just had a rules question about one of his cards, potentially. Felia gonna blink out the Harbinger and get on in there. Down to 18 goes Josh. And here's a Recruiter of the Guard. Gonna go searching up something with power or toughness of 2 or less. And that means it's Solitude time. Pretty good combo there. Not quite a combo, but pretty good 2-card combo. And that means Harbinger's going to come on back. It's pretty good, though. Being able to blink out the Harbinger so that you can cast spells. Pretty decent. All right, Josh going to tick up the vial to 2. Surveils his hand. Thinking about that sink into stupor. Josh has 3 cards in hand. I think that's what he was saying. All right, we're going to get in there. All the fish turning sideways. Get into the red zone. Remember, Jake cannot block because all of his lands are currently islands. Obviously, that is subject to change potentially here with a subtlety pitching Giver of the Runes. Giver of Runes. But what is the target going to be? In response, we may have a sink into stupor. And that's exactly what we have. So that'll return back to Jake's hand. Does Jake want to redeploy that Solitude? Yes, he does. Gets rid of Stoneforge Mystic. And yeah, we're going to tag the Harbinger. And now we can block. And the Hex Catcher is about to get double blocked. And Giver is going to give the Recruiter of the Guard, I believe, Pro Blue. And the Hex Catcher going to hit the bin as well as the Giver. But a pretty good exchange there for Jake, as Josh only has 1 card in hand now. And of course, Jake isn't locked under a bunch of islands anymore. All right, up to 3 on the vial for Jake. Draws his card. Didn't get a good look. Felia going to attack. Going to bounce his own Recruiter. I think they have a life discrepancy. Josh forgot to gain life. All right, everything's on the up and up. They just forgot. Josh forgot to gain the life from the Solitude. So everything's where it should be now. Skyclave Apparition going to come out of the library thanks to the Recruiter of the Guard re-entering the battlefield. And Josh going to take a draw step. Sink into stupor, and I believe an island in Josh's hand. So we could fire up the Mutavault and get in for 3 here. Which is kind of looking like what he might do. All right, so here we go with the Mutavault fired up. Gonna get to the red zone potentially. Does he want to risk the Master of the Pearl Trident as well? Risk a trade. Looks like he says, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Bashing on in. What you got, Jake? Ooh, a vial. Oh no, this is Pretty good, yep. Gonna tag the Skyclave. Going to Ghost Quarter the Mutavault. Disastrous turn there for Josh. Obviously, we knew about the Skyclave. Josh knew about the Skyclave. And of course, the Ghost Quarter we knew about too. And Jake is looking pretty good in this one. Just to sink into stupor. And a draw step. Jake thinking about how he wants to play this one. He's going to sink the Felia back to hand, which makes things pretty easy for Jake. Just attack, getcha, down to 17. And a pass back for Jake. Draw step. Didn't get a good look. Chad, if you got a good look, let me know. Down to 11. And here's Felia. Into turn. Jake takes a draw. Plays the plains. And now I think we are Smash City. Blinking the Recruiter the Guard yet again. Target on the stack. Josh like, hang on, let's slow down. I might have things. Gonna activate the Ether Vial and Tashini's Tidebinder. Gonna stifle the re-enters trigger, I suppose. Or maybe just the blink trigger. Yeah, that'll block Ophelia. Take 2 down to 15. And there's a Giver of Runes. So here is Mutavault. Okay, that's not nothing. Untap. And I think Jake forgot he drew a card there. He did see it, I think. Jake's an honest player, though, calling judge on himself. So it should just be a game rule violation. Nothing too crazy here. So should be pretty simple. Again, Stephen Hagen just confirming with Josh on what happened here. All right, so just shuffle everything and keep playing, I suppose. No harm, no foul. Oh, maybe he saw the second card. I don't know. I thought he had already drawn his card, but I guess not. Anyway, Skyclave Apparition going to get in. Going to drop Josh to 13. There's a Sword of, I believe, Fire and Ice. Pretty good against the mono blue deck. Not sure what Josh drew. Come on, let's see it. Let's see it, Josh. Nope. Just going to keep us in the dark, huh? And Josh is just going to pass. Jake draws, going to equip to the Recruiter of the Guard, and the apparition going to get in? Going to shoot you down to 6. And Jake draws a card off of the sword. And I believe this is a concession by Josh, yes. So Jake going to take it 2-0. Obviously, we didn't get to watch the first game, but Jake winning it here 2-0. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching on Twitch, we appreciate you. Stick around for the following rounds. If you're watching on YouTube, videos are popping up right now. Click on those. We've got a ton of other live Paper Magic content for you here on the channel, so you're definitely going to want to subscribe, like, comment, hit that notification bell icon, and put it to all so you don't miss when we post. Thank you all so much. We'll be back next round if you're watching live. Be back in another video if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much, and I will catch you all on the flippy flop. Adios.